Hello everyone and welcome to the 2024 Chainhawk Open 13 presented by Dynamic Discs. We're back at Northside Park giving you the third and final round. Co-leader Double G along with Hjalmar Fredriksson. They both sit at 20 under, 3 ahead of Noah Meintsma. And Cam Messerschmidt also at 17 under joins our featured / lead card for final round of action. Everything's prepped, ready to go. Ken's got us under control. And let's do it. Hole number 1, 572 feet. Gentle turn as it pushes from right to left, playing along this ridge line. Usually anywhere around that ditch or culvert area on that left side is going to indicate a pretty big drive. And then you have somewhat of a tight green that has OB to the right of it. Double G to start things off. Wide and a terrible bounce and skip. That's going to be out of bounds. I've never seen anyone throw OB to the right off the tee. And speaking of righties, what is this? Hjalmar going with the righty backhand. Now we've seen the righty forehand, the lefty backhand. We've seen it now, a righty backhand from him. Not a good shot. This looks right and also out of bounds. What is going on? So after never seeing an OB off to the right off the tee here, I've just now seen 2 of them. And the not so good shot by Hjalmar. So Cam Messerschmidt in good position. If he's got that dog in him, as we're hearing a little aggression in the back end. Oh, yep. Oop, ah. All right. What a shot. OB all along the right side, and he bends it perfectly. This is too straight. Gets a kick. But not enough. Huge mistake again here from Meintsma. Double G thinking he only made about 25, 30 feet of progress. So Meintsma back-to-back OB shots. Messerschmidt not taking advantage of the ideal landing that he had. And now Double G after going out of bounds. Got a weird anti-skip up and over the culvert is what the spotter said, and looks like saving par is still an option. Meintsma short. Not a good start here. Anytime you're left with a horseshoe putt for the double bogey, and it's not enough. So Noah falling back immediately. This is going to be a triple bogey for him. And that's a 4-stroke swing between Noah and Cam. Cam's certainly not Messerschmitting around here today. Hjalmar still in position for birdie. Great recovery, and he takes advantage. So the righty drive doesn't punish him, although it didn't look good. Double G escapes with the par after the OB stroke. And a triple coming here for Meintsma. And speaking of triple bogeys, I'm going to give you one. If you're hanging out on the fairway of 1, talking loudly on your phone. And I think we all know who that guy was. I don't know his name, but I do not understand showing up to a professional level tournament and then walking down a fairway that's designated for disc golf and just yammering on and on and on with your outside voice on a phone call. Take it elsewhere. All right, enough of that. Well, no, he's still talking on the phone at this moment. But anyway, Hjalmar trying to make up for a less than ideal drive that he had in the opening round, and that's going to be pin high. Still some work to do from about circle's edge. Oh no. I don't know if that's a WTF Richard moment, but that did not look good out of his hand. Looked like he just pulled it straight right, kicking very generously back toward the fairway for him, but little grip lock for Messerschmidt, and Double G isn't messing around here. Not quite on line, but favorable kick for Meintsma. I feel like the fact that Cam even got to that spot was very, very lucky. The rough start continues for Noah. Solid. Two great putts to get started. Couple tap-ins coming. Double G in for his first birdie of the round, so he missed it in the first round, but gets it today. And Double G is one back of our leader. We head to the third hole. 310 feet. Sets up beautifully if you're a lefty backhand thrower. I think that shot's even a little easier than a righty forehand shot, just because you want to avoid that final tree right there on the left side and have it gently come into a very protected green. Fredriksson put too much heat on it in round number one. Went about 40 deep, didn't give himself a look. Today just keeps it on one angle the whole way, inside 3 meters. Flip up mid for Double G. When you're going with a backhand shot, I think that's almost exactly what you're going to be looking for. I think it's really difficult to absolutely park it. So just playing for that 15, 20 footer, solid play by Double G, trying to keep the trees out of play. A little bit flippier, or more inside, I should say, coming from Meintsma, and then gets a good backstop there. So we're going to have 4 looks for birdie. Double G, 2 for 3. Same pace he was on in round one. Messerschmidt also will match, going 2 for 3 to get started. Meintsma trying to chip away at the struggle he had on the first hole, so that's going to be his first birdie. And nice and close. Just like that, we're going to have a star frame. A little nod. He's going to give the extra shake of the chains, even if the rest of the card isn't there for it. The fun European tradition we've been seeing a few times throughout this weekend. Great to have the Swedes here. I think we've got, 3 of them? 4 of them in the field? I know 3 of them are all solid players in contention in some capacity this weekend, so they're certainly putting their stamp on this event as we head to hole 4, 403 feet. one of the more difficult birdies to get on the course. In fact, playing is the 4th most difficult hole out here today. Power not an issue, but that doesn't stay clean. It's going to be in bounds. That also gets caught up. There's just a real fine line. I know I said it 2 days ago about putting too much turn on this and having it burn out short and right, possibly even bringing the OB water into play, but then also not putting enough on it and having it go dead straight and leaving yourself with a 90-footer. See if Meintsma can find the angle. And that's where it's fading out. It's not enough commitment to turning it over. Leaves you out in par territory more often than not. A little bit of a bid from Fredriksson. Now Meintsma will have long range as well. Double G connect, not quite. Not much of a bid there. Our last chance at birdie. Circle 2 for Messerschmidt. Not online. There were 6 birdies in the field today. None of them coming from our card. 6 out of 47 competitors. It looks like we're going to have a par frame in store for us here. Messerschmidt not taking anything for granted. One of the better C2 putters we've seen over the last decade. And you can see the commitment even to the short ones. With that, we head over to hole number 5. We're in the far right corner here of the course. 342 feet is the definition of a tunnel shot. And it gets more and more narrow as this hole moves on. Have some openings maybe to deal with in the initial stage, and then it just gets skinnier and skinnier. So a very, very protected green. And what's difficult about this is you can be within 20, 25 feet or so and not have much of a look. Yeah, or you could just pure it the whole way. Hits a couple of late trees, but that's going to leave him within a few feet of the pin. Even better. Double G right up the gut. I said to Double G, don't you normally throw a beat up mid here? Isn't that what you've been doing? He's like, yeah, now I'm just going with a lighter fairway. I think it's a TL3. And that finds left side OB there for Messerschmidt. Said, yeah, I'm going with that instead. I said, oh, you're getting old. Is that it? Like, yeah, that's it. So Double G making some adjustments. We've seen him park this before, like I said, with a mid. Now he's moved up to the fairway driver. Cam made it out far enough that he still has a look. And that's going to be off the top, so bogey coming for Messerschmidt. Just enough trees to get him offline there, and tap in. Making it look easy. He's 4 for 5 to get started. And Noah has a few extra feet and a few leaves to deal with, but ultimately buries it. Messerschmidt in for the bogey. And talk about CTPs. And probably the single most difficult hole on the entire course to park. As Double G's showing us the preferred tools and method to get there. As we head over to 6, 391 feet. Relatively open, especially when you compare it to the previous fairway and green that we just dealt with. This does have an elevated pin. And we've seen some creativity in terms of getting there over the last few years. Somehow this hasn't been aced on camera in front of me, but I'm certainly waiting for it. Almost pin high for Fredriksson. Looks like it may be his longest attempt at birdie thus far this round. Too much flip over, and then it gets knocked down. It's Double G well out of birdie range. Interesting play to see this forced turnover, obviously playing something very stable, getting it to fight back, and then getting the skip as intended, but such a low line drive. I was kind of surprised to see that, and even more surprised to see this. Messerschmidt with another grip lock and pull to the right. That's still going to leave him some work. Double G is able to land it on one of the first tiers there. Doesn't appear to be a problem. Fredriksson picks up another birdie. He's 5 for 6 and has extended his lead now to 2. Noah still chipping away at that triple bogey he opened with. Beautiful day out here on Sunday afternoon. Temps a little more seasonal as everyone would expect out here. Low 70s. And that one slides out. Not much going right for Cam on this hole. Very light winds that we've experienced. In fact, the winds have been very light throughout the weekend. It was, however, a little bit chillier on Friday and Saturday's play, especially if you're out here in the mornings. I know things warmed up each day, but everyone reminded me just how chilly it was for some of the very early tee times and some of the other divisions. As we move over to hole number 7 at 277 feet. A couple different routes, but most of the players you're going to see take this left side gap, play either with a forehand. I've seen some backhand rollers. There's a lot of crazy different ways you could get there, but this is the most common. And I'm going to be about pin high so I can get exactly that, this left side gap. When you're left-handed, it's a nice, simple hyzer. Hjalmar making up for the, well, overpowered throw that we saw in round number 1. And he almost took my head off and went about 40 deep and then canned the putt. Today, just again, the one angle, just like the correction we saw back on hole number 3. And Double G, a chop on that forehand. Thus far, making this look pretty easy. And I think we're going to see the same now out of Messerschmidt. Yeah, that's exactly what you would expect to see from a lead card here on hole number 7. 7 playing as the 3rd easiest hole on the course. Little birdie action there for Cam. And it feels good to get 7, I would say, because you're about to go into 8 and 9, which are the 2 most difficult holes on the course. So you have to pick up this birdie. Birdies are so rare on 8 and 9 that you're thinking, man, 7's a good place. 5 feels like a bonus a little bit. 6 you might get, but you got to get 7. And you got to get 10. So 8 and 9, if there's a little pocket here, I think it's the next 2 holes. And we're having a good time out here. Come on. It's the Chain Hawk Open, right? I don't know if there's a... Okay, it doesn't tie in, but we're here on 8, 428 feet. I was just talking about it. This is gettable. We saw a few birdies during round number 1, but it's going to require either a perfect lefty blast that comes from the likes of Fredriksson or possibly a backhand roller. And then it's got to eventually curl up and check up right around the basket without going too far deep, which is certainly possible if you put down a powerful roller. Not the drive from round 1. Double G hit the tree in the air on the roller. Today it's more left, but unfortunately catches that tree behind there, and as you can see, rolls almost all the way up it. There's my first question for you. You guys going roller here? Is that your best chance to get there? As we saw 3 attempts here. But that's what I need to know. 428, a little bit of a left to right dog leg. How are you getting to this hole? Assuming you've got the power and the skill sets, like what's the plan of attack? Is it a forehand? Is it a backhand roller? What might it be? I know I'm assuming you're right-handed. And here's a pro move, as I always point them out by Double G. He said, I'm staying as far back from the disc as I can, but he wanted to make sure that he was still within a legal stance. So prior to throwing, he had suggested that somebody from his card double check that he's still within a legal standing distance. Such a great way to do it, as opposed to assuming you're good, throwing the shot, and then having somebody else in your group say, well, wait, where was your foot? And you looked a little too far off. I love the idea of asking before you're going to go ahead and make the shot. I think that was at the Mary Sunshine Classic that we saw Double G. Just so many veteran moves of how to handle yourself so great on the course. And he's been a testament of that for a couple of decades now. The par save by Fredriksson, also by Messerschmidt. Par's perfectly fine here. A lot of the division might take a par, but you're not really losing strokes to too many people. In fact, just a few birdies out here. There was 7 today, and I feel like that's a lot. 7 out of 47 people, so let them have their day in the sun, but walking away with a par, not a problem. Snack, restroom break, everything else you need. You're kind of there by the T of 1 and also over by the open air shelter that acts as Tournament Central. And then we move down hole number 9. Just a little over 400 feet, playing as the single most difficult hole on the course. I'll tell you, 13% of our field ultimately took a birdie here. We'll see if that includes anyone from the card, but just 13% of the field with birdie. That hit and kicked to the right, although it was tough to see So hung up. I feel like 8 and 9 both set up, if you're not going with a backhand roller as a righty, being left-handed with a lot of power is going to be your best chance to actually get to this pin. Roller coming from double G. And that's going to burn out right near the pin. Might be a rare chance for double G to pick up a stroke. Fredriksson hasn't given up many opportunities here in the front so far. He's already birdied 6 of the 8. So double G has an opportunity. Denka from Carter 2 back, along with Gavin Rathbun. Also, both of them making some moves, putting together some good front nines themselves. Looking for some podium finishes or possibly even challenging for some of the hot rounds. Not scared of them just yet, but I'm going to give you all 18 holes here, and we'll continue to keep an eye on their scorecards in real time. Right now it looks like a 2-man race, and after going deep, Fredriksson has to make this as his comebacker, and he'll walk away with the par. So after the triple bogey start through 9 holes, we find Meintsma has battled back to even par on the round. Cam's in for the par, and this is exactly where double G's roller burned out to. Just a couple of meters away, if even, and he's in for the bonus birdie, part of the 13%. Nice work by double G, and we're halfway through final round, and we're going to head right to 10, keep this rolling. One of the shorter holes out here, just 254 feet. Playing as the second easiest hole on the course, averaging 2.36 straight ahead. You've got forehand, backhand, left, right. You've got every route available just about, and there should be no reason to not birdie this hole. Double G was the only guy left out during round number 1 on his card. That's going to put him to 25 feet or so. Stand still, righty forehand flick. So the internets never lie, nor does the comment section, because it's always nice and polite and friendly. But what I read, because I've got great commenters on my channel, what I read is someone saying that when Hjalmar was initially taken out to play golf, he was shown by a lefty friend, and that's why he started playing left-handed, even though he's naturally a righty. And that certainly checks out, as we're seeing so many great shots by him coming from the right side when it comes to his forehand. So that's what at least the comment section has enlightened me on, as double G gets the birdie to drop. Cam follows suit. So there's the question, as we're going to see a star frame. Spoiler, he makes this. Do you feel more pressure being the last to putt in on a star frame, as he rings the chains, takes it upon himself, or when you're first and everyone else is closer and you're expected them all to make it? Where do you feel more pressure? If you've hopefully been in that situation more than once, but where do you feel more pressure? First putting for a star frame or last putting for the star frame. As we head to the 11th, danger can come into play just beyond the basket. That's where the creek is. That's the same creek that comes from the other side of hole number 5, which is off on the right-hand side of the screen. A little bit difficult to get there. I know it plays at 416. Got to throw it probably 430 to get to the water. But usually short is how we see these land. Understandably trying to avoid the water, but it seems as if sometimes people even have a difficult getting there. Difficult time as Hjalmar puts it pin high to the right, just outside the circle. Great drive coming from Noah. And a pretty similar drive that's coming in from Cam, and he'll land just a few feet from Noah. Double G forced to lay up. Just beyond the basket is where you can slide into the OB Creek. Something that Fredriksson's not worried about at all. He moves to 28 under, back to a 2-stroke advantage over Garrett. Jumper in for Messerschmidt. Meintsma in for birdie. Pretty impressive to see 3 out of 4 birdies here on the 11th. As Double G falls 2 back. And we're heading over to hole number 12. 300 feet on the dot. It really reminds me of hole number 7. Where you're trying to put it out to the left side, maybe flirt with this tree right there on that left side, but then just have it swing over to the right. It's a little bit longer by about 23 feet or so, but in a sense, similar to the shot shape of hole number 7, which plays as one of the easiest holes. This playing as the 7th easiest hole on the course. And a real basic stock shot coming out of a lefty. A lefty backhander, that is. Does it have too much edge? No, it doesn't. Just the right amount of angle. I thought it might need to push flatter longer, but it doesn't. And this is going to be turned over and clearing out some of the gallery. Oh, Double G. Like double treed way back there. Just barely gets hung up. All the blockage for Messerschmidt doesn't give him a look. Double G. He was connecting from circle 2 in the last couple of days, and that one's not quite online. And the opportunity here for Fredriksson to take a 3-stroke lead. And not quite as center as some of the other putts, but it's in. For what's been his largest lead here today. Double G to clean up. You heard something. Let's hope it wasn't the same guy that was on the phone on 1. Maybe he was getting a conference call or didn't have his call waiting set up. You guys remember answering machines? You gotta be of a certain age for some of that. Those were the days. Leave home for 8 hours, and eventually you were able to call into your answering machine to check it remotely. That was next level. Anyway, we got a third of the course to play. Hole 13, 283 feet. A little bit of a tunnel shot here. Trying to push it relatively straight through the tunnel with just the lightest of bend at the end to pull you over to this right-hand side. I'm going to go to the catch position just behind and to the left of the basket. If you're looking at me from the tee, that is. A near carbon copy from round 1 for Noah. Finds himself in the exact same spot almost. Here's Messerschmidt using all of the fairway. Put it underneath the pin. Closest to the pin by a long shot. Double G after the birdie to bogey challenge on the previous one. Answers, comes back, sets himself up for a birdie here, but he's 4 back with just 6 holes left to play, and Noah can't get that one to fall. Double G ran away with the victory here last year. In the previous 12 years, Double G has won this event 4 times. Also seen Gavin Rathbun, someone who's here representing this weekend. I've filmed him taking this event down. all right. We're getting a little too into it there, Cam. We got it. You got the birdie and the CTP. We head to 14, just 264 feet. No surprise, it's the 4th easiest hole on the course. Averaging 2.51, so nearly a half a stroke under par. Really straightforward, literally and figuratively. Throw it straight, 260 some feet, and you're gonna probably have a look. Just a few trees directly in front of the basket, but even if you're nestled up against them, that leaves you a very short putt. And that's going to be just barely deep and right of the pin. Pulled right, then I'll give him a look, but it'll be a long one. Longer than you'd like on this hole. Speaking of longer than you'd like, do you guys like the entire 18 holes here? I mean, these rounds were only coming in at 24, 25, 28 minutes in terms of each 9. So that's why I decided to put all 18 together here. I feel like I'm going to get a 50-50 response as to some people like the 9, some people like it all in 18. But here we are nonetheless, giving you the final round all in one video. Big thanks to all my Patreon subscribers and supporters. Huge thanks to all of my regular subs, and then also the Chainhawk crew. And a missed putt. A rare occurrence there from Fredriksson. He missed 1 putt in round 1 and was 100% in round 2. So from inside the circle, he's keeping stats on the PDGA website himself. When threat of losing a stroke to Double G, steps up and thinking he was saying darn it in Swedish. I'm going to give him that benefit. That's just my guess. And understandably so. So the two-stroke swing that he gained just a few holes ago over Double G, he goes ahead and reverses it. It's the Uno reverse card, and we still have a ball game. As we step up to 15, one of the most exciting holes, where just 2 days ago, he canned one from 127 feet to get the Eagle 2, and we have the longest throw in the game in Double G stepping up. This is, all right. Get that blood pumping again. Double G, ready to go, roller.
He's an ultimate player.
Love it. Prime position for Double G. A little extra on that one coming from Meintsma. I don't Meintsma if I do. Cam got lined up. Oh God, don't hit a baby. Don't hit a baby. Okay. He's still 40 short, but had me scared for a moment. Hjalmar trying to find the line. He's done just that. Maybe a little extra aggression in that one. As Messerschmidt steps up, he's got the forehand from the deep left side. Easiest hole on the course relative to par, hole 15 here. Double G in prime position. Missed a short one for birdie in round number 1. It was a two-stroke swing between him and Fredriksson, and now even closer than he was when he converted the eagle in round 1. Fredriksson again puts it up. Oh, and too much. Beautiful bid, great line. But he's going to have to settle for this on a birdie look. Not by much. Gives a little shake of the head. Not exactly confident, but in is in. Double G going to take his time with this one. This is where he missed a short one, like I said, 2 days ago. So crucial to pick it up here. He's going to be 2 back with 3 to play. Also watching Rathbun right now, pushing up into right around 25, 26, 27 under. He's in that neighborhood as he's rolling through this section of the course as well. Dennis Augustin also having a pretty solid round with a few holes left to play. We'll check in with them if we have to come official championship contention. But now we're on 16. Up and over. This is if you're right-handed, of course. I think Hjalmar's got other thoughts in mind. And a very tiny green. Very tough to stick the landing here. OB that's short. Also OB off to the left. You love the spike coming from Double G. Does it stick? Yeah. It does. This looks a little sawed off. It is light and left and out of bounds. Needed to hang that out wider, a little more commitment to it. That looks too wide. And not enough carry, so out of bounds. Momentum in favor of Double G at the moment. Fredriksson on the dance floor. I don't think he's old enough to go to dances, actually. Never mind. He's just 17 years old. I met him a couple years ago while in Sweden. And what an impressive game that he's brought here this weekend. Oh, wait a minute. I think they can drink. They can go dance. They can probably do whatever they want over there. Never mind. Can he birdie, though? Yes. Calm and collected, trying to hold off our champion in Double G from last year, Meintsma. Doesn't have all the Mary Sunshine House Classic magic this weekend. He's going to be hanging out in Florida, though, during the off season, taking it all in. And Double G is going to be taking a 2-stroke deficit to the final 2 holes. Anything can happen. We saw it in the Skins match. We've seen some craziness on hole 17 here just 2 days ago. I'm excited to see how this will shake out as Messerschmidt will put in. This will be his 3rd bogey of the round. And we'll see if he can finish out strong with just a couple to go. 344 feet dead straight on hole number 17. The righties will play maybe the slightest of hyzers, but you're pretty much trying to just throw this on a rope dead straight. You don't want to go past, because then you're going to deal with the tree or the bushes that are directly behind the basket. Obviously, if you throw into them, it's a problem, but even being right and left of them can be a problem as well. Double G went out of bounds in round 1. The adjustment carries him left pin high. The bush may come into play, though. Tickles some branches, but clears the out of bounds. Double G and everyone else holding their breath as we see the green paddle.
Beautiful shot.
Beautiful shot coming in from Noah.
There you go, Cam. You got that.
Safe but short for Messerschmidt. And no other option but to lay it up, and it's not exactly parked. It's at least one to think about. Messerschmidt from circle 2 gets the jumper going. Big opportunity for Double G to pull within 1 and 1 to play, and he gets it. Clutch moment for Double G. Sees the opportunity to keep some pressure onto our leader as we head into the final hole. A par 4 with plenty of OB on it. First, he's got to make sure he cleans up here. Not quite as firm as what we normally see. He goes with a slightly different pitch, and the gallery is coming along for the ride. And we're going to head to the 18th. Like, share, subscribe, do all the YouTube things. I'll love you extra hard if you become a Patreon supporter. If it weren't for the Patreon support, there's so much of this off-season and smaller event coverage that just flat out wouldn't happen if it weren't for the Patreon subscribers and supporters that I have. So, bigger, small events, on-season, off-season, it doesn't matter. It's all because of you guys. Double G going big roller. Will the real Gurthie please stand up? It doesn't. Needed that to flip up and carry toward the pin. He'll have an open look from the left side. That's going to eventually curl, but good distance. Remember, we saw Rathbun go deep of the pin here in the opening round with a roller. You can certainly get it there. Messerschmidt's got the power for it. Does he have the angle? Just going for air shot. Workable. Fredriksson's got to be thinking a birdie seals the deal here, because Double G not really in eagle range. That's a good, safe shot. Off the mark. Real fine line. Double G's got to be thinking, I'd love to throw one in. I may need to throw it in for eagle, but you don't want to throw it all away. There's OB and water directly behind the pin by just a few feet. And Fredriksson still has to get up and down, albeit relatively easy. And Double G's going to make him execute. Outstretched forehand to within 15 feet. Looks like it's going to be Fredriksson's win, barring something crazy. Ham's going to finish with a par at 22 under, and Meintsma deemed inbounds and still has a birdie look. And so after a triple bogey open, Meintsma is going to close out with a 7 under effort. Congratulations to him. And we wish him best of luck in the remainder of the 2024 season. Double G, 4-time Chain Hawk champ, in for the birdie.
Yeah, I'll get out of your way.
Gets to 31 under. Messerschmidt will move in, and that means victory formation for the Swede, the 17-year-old, to close it out and becomes your champion of the 2024 Chain Hawk Open. I mean, come on. Does it get any better than that?
Y'all give it up for the 17-year-old. Come on.
Double G making sure he gets his love. I'm going to catch up with the champ, have a quick interview with him. Thank you guys for watching. Been one heck of a weekend. And here he is, Hjalmar Fredriksson. I'm the Disc Golf Guy, and that was my video blog. I hope you enjoyed the action. Feels like every year I come here, we see a new champion, and now we've got a new country represented. Hjalmar, congratulations.
Thank you.
First of all, what brought you guys here to playing at the Chain Hawk Open?
It's thanks to Michael and Michael Boo. He always does this trip to Florida in the winter, and he brought me here. So I want to thank him for taking me here. So,
yeah.
And the Heatland.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. We knew you guys would be contenders, and obviously you had a really good weekend. What does it feel like to play such good golf while you're here on American soil?
It feels amazing. Right in the off season, and yeah, just playing very good in the off season. It's very good.
We have to clarify something. We saw the righty forehand, we saw lefty backhands. Then on hole 1, not your best shot.
Yeah,
you threw the righty backhand. Were you just trying to show off or prove something, or what?
I made a bet with Michael.
So that was a bet, and that's why that happened.
Yeah, I tried it in practice and was pretty good. I was in a ditch like 2 times in a row, so but then I just chanked it on the first hole.
All right, so I'm going to assume you had some fun. You're going back to where it's a little bit colder.
Yeah.
Anything you want to say? I think we had a lot of international people, including a lot of people from Sweden, of course, but anything you want to say to everybody?
Yeah, I want to thank everybody who supports me, sending messages and everything, and I want to thank the Swedes who came with me and my sponsors. Thank you.
All right, say something in Swedish as you send us off.
Tack alla som har skickat mess, det betyder mycket, och ses vi nästa säsong. Tack.
Whatever he said. All right, Hjalmar Fredriksson, your winner here at the 13th annual Chain Hawk Open presented by Dynamic Disc. Thanks to the entire crew here. It was an incredible weekend, as it always is. We'll catch you guys next time.